Whoa! What's up? What's up, everybody? Spencer a little bit late there, bringing the audio levels down, but that's okay. He's not an audio engineer. Should I just wait for the music to keep going down? No? Okay. Oh, Spencer can you not hear me? Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I'm your beloved host, Jonathan J. Money, Saturday Night John, whatever you want to call me. Those Movie Dudes podcast. Glad to be back once again talking about new release movies, playing a few games, talking some movie news along the way, just having a good time with our pals. And yeah, just talking about movies. So let's bring in our fellow dudes, Ducky and Nate.
Hello.
Sorry, it's been a minute. I got very confused in the beginning, so let's just ignore what just happened there.
It's all good.
But, I kept saying, I'm like, don't leave open air. Don't leave open air. Just keep talking.
Just keep talking, even if it makes you seem like an imbecile. Anyways, welcome back to the show, everybody. If you are watching on YouTube, you can also listen to us safely in the car on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, various other podcast platforms. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, at Those Movie Dudes. And if you're on YouTube, and for some reason you're typing in Those Movie Dudes podcast, and you're like, where the fuck are these guys? Type in Those Movie Dudes podcast, all one word, and you should be able to find us. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell while you're there so you never miss an episode. And get us to 100 subscribers so we can get first-time watches on YouTube.
Yay!
All right? Plugs out of the way. How's it going, guys?
To go.
Going fucking forever. I miss you guys. And I'm sad. What's up?
Hello.
Hi.
That's all I say.
Hello.
Hello. So what do you think of Joker 2? Hello.
Remember I said that to some parking garage attendant before we went and saw Free Solo, or was it Free Solo? Yeah, the documentary on X. I was driving a rental 2024 Camaro convertible, bright red with Spencer. We go and I'm like, hello. Might not be funny unless you were there, but I felt,
these guys
I felt like an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been watching movies. We're getting to that time of the year where, they're not complete shit and they might be award contenders. So it's a good time to be a movie fanatic.
Not only are we watching movies like crazy, we're also buying movies like crazy. I don't know about you over there, John, but Nate and I have been fucking going hard on the Blu-ray purchases as of late. But
that's fantastic. I love to hear it, and I can't wait to see your most recent pickups. Sadly, you guys have a store that I love that's up in the Northeast, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maine, called Bull Moose, where you can get just an unbelievable variety of movies, whether they're brand new or used. But also I know you got a lot of stuff on Amazon during one of their Prime deal days, but I don't really have that down here. It's like I have to buy them online. Best Buy has nothing. Target has nothing. Walmart has overpriced bullshit DVDs. And I'm kind of just at the disposal of what's at Goodwill if I want to get anything cheap. So
I wouldn't say anything bad about Walmart because I got something at Walmart and it was cheaper than the other places.
Did you pick up a disease or something, or you got a movie there?
Oh, I got a movie there on top of some other movies, not necessarily from Walmart, but yeah.
I try to stay as much time away. I try to stay out of Walmart as much as possible. I actually get my groceries delivered from Walmart to my house.
Okay.
Yeah, Walmart's become kind of terrifying to go to these days.
Especially in Hollywood, Florida. There's
especially
a lot of things I would much rather do that would, put my life in jeopardy than go to Walmart.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, because you are in Hollywood, Florida, you have Amazon Prime, and that delivers same day where you are. So, and that is honestly where the best deals are. Because, yeah, we go to Bull Moose. Sure, it's a physical store. We can go in and buy physical media, but the prices are honestly absurd. And you really have to search to find a good deal. And it's got to be the movie you have interest in, too. Because otherwise, there's one movie right here. I spent so much money on this movie, and I really shouldn't have, but I'm just going to show you. It's the Drive 4K Steelbook. I mean, one of my favorite movies. Absolutely love it. It hasn't been on 4K until I think a month ago. This just came out, so I had to pick it up. It's one of my favorite movies, but it was $32. But the thing is, this is where I kind of counter myself, because at Bull Moose this was $32. Amazon, it was going for 50. So that's why I was like, oh,
Ooh.
get it at Bull Moose at this price.
Nuts.
But yeah, like other times you just have to like randomly stumble upon some deals like a Bull Moose. In the Blu-ray section, I found a 4K steelbook of Requiem for a Dream for
Ooh, I love
$10.
that cover.
$10. So, and yeah, as a cool little cover art too. 4K steelbook for $10. Don't even own the movie, so it's just crazy. But then on Amazon, you can get the Alfred Hitchcock collection for 30, and it's 65 in stores. So you just have to search and find the right places to get movies at a cheap price. So
You gotta,
go to
you know,
Blu-ray.com and go to lowest deals. Best
know when to
way.
hold them, know when to fold them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't really work here, but no, Spencer, I think that's, you know, $32. That might be a lot for some people, but if I'm going to think of a movie that represents Spencer, it's either
Exactly.
Drive or like Paddington 2. So
I'm surprised I don't even have the Drive jacket on right now. But I mean, Paddington 2, I liked it. I saw it once, but I don't love it the way like Andrew Garfield or like Pedro Pascal loves it. So
do they both love that movie like
I think so. I
religiously or
mean,
what?
the Nicolas Cage movie, he's like, yeah, my favorite movie is Paddington 2. I cry every time. Like that's a line in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay. Well, what? Fuck. All right then. Nate, did you make any big pickups that you wanted to share?
I purchased 5 films. Spencer actually gave me some of his double copies. So he gave me John Wick 2, The Departed, The Birds.
Oh, nice. Oh, The Departed 4K. Fuck.
Just came out, $10.
Damn, there's so many movies I'm gonna have to double dip on at some point. I mean, to be fair, I've watched 2 movies in my physical media collection since January, but I still want them to sit on my shelf for the opportunity that I might actually
No, exactly.
want
Yeah. It was a nice endorphin boost just to add more movies to the shelf. Because now that I have like shelf space, I want to buy more, which is bad. I shouldn't have shelf space. But it is what it
I
is.
don't have any, and that's actually contributed to me not buying anything.
Exactly.
Which might be
didn't
good.
buy any when I didn't have shelf space.
If I moved my Flick on a Dandelion Funko Pop, I could probably fit about 10 more 4Ks. So that might be an opportunity down the line. Maybe around Black Friday.
Might have to make some tough calls. Yeah, later.
I know. I got to find another spot for him because he's bigger.
All right, Nate.
But yeah.
What you got? What you got in your lap right there? I know you're holding some precious films. Go ahead.
I'm holding some precious films. So the first one is a horror movie, go figure, that I haven't seen in a long time, and it just happened to be the right price at the right time. Fright Night.
Still
fun little 80s vampire flick. Second one is also another horror movie from Kino Lorber. It's a little anthology by Mario Bava called Black Sabbath. So that's a little fun one. This one, Spencer quoted, or I'm quoting Spencer and saying, oh, that is a snipe right there. Because I've been looking for this movie for a long time. Finally found it.
Oh, yeah.
Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Ooh.
It's like our first podcast, like that we actually did a recorded podcast, was a review of that movie.
Was that on the first one with They Shall Never Grow Old, and this one and
Lost in America.
Lost in America, yep.
Never
forget.
No slipcover though, which was kind of sad, so it sticks out on my A24 shelf, but nonetheless,
can't win them all.
Rare.
Great movie.
Arguably the biggest deal. This movie was marked at pre-owned. It was $10.97. Before this, it had only been $28.97. And it comes with a cool slipcover and front case. It's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Look at John's face.
I'm gonna fucking explode. Oh my God. I'm so jealous that you have that. That's my like number 4 movie of last year. Look at that slipcover.
I hop in the car and I like pulled out my 2 movies, and then I reached in my jacket again, and Spencer was like, oh, what now? And I was like,
wait,
this was the last thing I saw, and I had to get it, and then I just pulled it out. And
I'd also never seen that slipcover before. That's kind of cool.
I love the art on that. They're finally like trying to get people to buy physical media again, because like all this shit's been so generic over the last couple of years. Like,
and so expensive.
Oh, that too. It's crazy because like I stand by this claim. physical media, it's a fucking movie on a disc. Like, I could understand special editions like that. If they have a special edition cover, charge $20 for it. But a basic 4K movie, like print with nothing special about it, no like fancy cover art or like
15
booklets
max.
inside, I would say $9.99. You're probably making 80% profit margin on that. There's no reason to charge $35 for a new movie. That's absolute insanity. Either way, I'm incredibly jealous of that, and I want to go get one right now.
But be even more jealous of this because I completed the X
Love that
trilogy with slip cover and all.
I don't like the cover on that one as much as the other two.
This one, it matches the other slip covers because it actually has an X on it.
It does.
The one that we saw at Bull Moose, it's just a black slip cover with Mia Goth, but there's no X except for like the straps on her dress make an X. But this actually matches, and so when it's on the shelf, it looks like XXX. So
are you going to rewatch it and hopefully form a more positive opinion on it, you think? Or you think it's still
maybe if I don't watch the last 10 minutes, I might enjoy it a little bit more.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
But
dude, that movie frustrates me so much. It kind of reminds me of watching Glass. I'm like, I want this to be the perfect ending, and it just wasn't. It's like, why can't we stick the fucking landing on anything anymore?
Yeah, it's sad.
No, that's okay.
I don't know. Oh well.
All right,
Ducky,
your turn.
Yeah, you want to do some movie news? Or
wait,
John,
I got a movie
that you want to show? Yeah, you go ahead.
I was over at my dad's house and we were eating dinner, and he was like, "Oh, it's Prime Day or whatever." I'm like, "Oh my God." So I bought a movie, and I bought 2 more movies. They're not here yet. So I'm gonna keep those a secret until they actually arrive, until our next podcast. But I got a film I've never seen before, starring Patrick Swayze.
Roadhouse.
Nope.
Red Dawn.
No, we all watched Ghost.
Patrick Swayze.
It's
Donnie Darko.
No, I've seen that. We did a podcast on it. This came out in
Point Break.
No, 1987. But that's like every Patrick Swayze movie. That doesn't even help you.
Point Break.
No. Directed by Emil Ardolino. Director of photography.
This is Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything.
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Never seen it.
I'm going with the Patrick Swayze drag movie.
Enjoy that. Dirty Dancing. I think I saw it once and didn't really care for it, I don't think. So
okay, well, great.
Hopefully you enjoy it. Maybe you can submit it for a first time watching someday. Because I don't think Nate's seen it either. Ooh,
Dana's Bakery, 35 watermelon black and whites.
Oh, all right, get that shit out of here. Let's talk about some movie news here.
It's movie related.
This is movie news.
Peter here, live on the pod every single episode. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Good.
Get out of here, Peter. Okay. All right.
Good?
So the biggest story of the movie industry right now, and we'll get into like our opinions of the movies later on in the show when we do the reviews, but the box office, Terrifier 3 slays Joker sequel. It was a clown show at the weekend box office with 2 clowns competing for the top spot, and who would have thought that Terrifier 3, a unrated NC-17 movie on a budget of $2 million, would beat Joker 2, a $200 million studio movie that's a sequel to a $1 billion movie that won 2 Oscars. It would beat it in that movie's second week of release. Independent little film making almost $20 million in the opening weekend. It's insane. An NC-17 movie, #1 movie in America. That's never happened. Like, when has that ever happened?
Probably Midnight Cowboy.
But that's only NC-17 because there's like a gay reference, and
exactly. So that's like you'd have to go far, to find something like that.
In this movie, he's like ripping people's intestines out and doing like jump ropes and just like shoving chainsaws up people's asses. So it's just like, who would have thought that this is what America wants to see right now?
That's what people want to see clowns doing, not dancing around an insane asylum and doing whatever the fuck numbers. Joaquin Phoenix was doing in that movie. Like,
this
that's
movie
crazy,
just
man.
Slaps you in the face. Like that's all it's for, and this is what America needs, is to just be smacked in the face with horrible things and someone to get behind. And Sienna Shaw, played by Lauren Lavera, is amazing. And yeah, I'm team art. Well, actually, I'm team Sienna, but I'm team art over Joker because
Team Terrifier. Yeah. I mean, these movies are definitely catered for, I would say, you and very that sicko revenge, not just like torture porn type of movies. It's actually like goes beyond torture porn at times.
I wouldn't even throw porn into it because nothing else really happens. So I would just say this is just torturous
it's just indulgent in excessive violence. But I just can't believe that this little micro ultra gory movie just is the #1 movie in America. And granted, there isn't like a ton of stuff out, but you would think Joker 2, when the first one made $1 billion, got a whole bunch of Oscar nominations. If they went a different direction and didn't make it whatever they made it, they could have still be like top of the box office for the next month. But because it was such a disaster, this movie got to sneak in and just take the top spot. And be curious to see what happens when Smile 2 opens this weekend, and what the legs of Terrifier 3 has over the next couple of weeks. And we're going into the Halloween season, so people are going to want this stuff. And I think when people see this movie was the #1 movie in America, and I think it's going to expand into more theaters, and people might be intrigued to check it out because it's like, what is this? Really? Okay, I'll go check it out. And then I'm sure we'll walk out. There were people walking out of our theater. Nate, I don't know if you noticed, but when we were watching it, I looked behind my shoulder at one point. Someone just like a couple stood up and just like bolted to the door. It was right after the bar scene. That's all I'll say. But
oh yeah, okay.
And I've heard that like the people that are seeing this movie with a big audience, like there's tons of walkouts. So you got to know what you're getting yourself into if you go and see this movie. It's just this has never happened in movie. I mean, I wouldn't say never, but it's very rare that this happens in the movie industry. And they say that like AI is going to disrupt like the movie industry, but it's really independent cinema and getting the word out. I mean, this movie had no marketing, and it just completely took the box office by the balls and was like, "Hey, no, I'm Terrifier 3, bitch, suck it." So it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Clearly doesn't give a fuck, and it's appealing to a certain audience, and it's relying purely on cult following, word of mouth. And I'm sure it's getting positive word of mouth because Joker certainly isn't, and that's why nobody's going to see the movie. So,
but I mean, John, you've never seen any Terrifier movie, right?
No, and I probably won't.
And that's you probably won't. Yeah.
I'm not the target audience. I'm mainstream boy. This is not. I mean, I went and saw the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and it's just the crazy gore, ripping people's guts out. Even Saw is a lot for me, but I do appreciate that franchise for like the story elements and the crazy things.
Mentioning those two movies, then like, I mean, honestly, you should check these movies out because of the cult following that it's gotten. It's Art the Clown has cemented himself as a horror icon. Like
I've heard he's very funny too.
Jason, he's now on that Mount Rushmore of the horror icons. Yeah. But like he's just I don't know. You can't take your eyes off of him when he's on screen, and you just don't know what he's going to do next because he will always push the boundaries of what you thought was possible in horror movies and kills and gore. So John, you are going to watch these movies at some point, whether it's a punishment or whether it's a video that we make or whatnot, whatever. You're gonna have to watch these movies just for your reaction, because you are going to have audible reactions throughout these movies.
Oh, I'm sure, and it would be very entertaining for you guys. I hope you would be there for this.
I think
what,
so.
what was we determined?
It's the only way I'd watch them again. But what? Go ahead.
We determined a punishment for what will likely be a reality of me not completing my challenge this year of watching 15 physical media Blu-rays.
That was you watching
remember what it
was? Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But like, I would rather have you watch the Terrifier trilogy as a punishment.
I'll agree to that as my punishment, to watch all three instead of Megalopolis. Can we agree to that?
Yeah, I'd agree to that. I think you'd have more.
I don't even know if you'll get through the first
unanimous.
one.
It has to be unanimous.
Honestly, we can skip the first one. The first one I hate, but 2 and 3
All
is
right.
where it's like, all right, it's actually watchable. I can get behind this a little bit more. But anyways, I just want to mention this. This is just insane, unprecedented box office success, and really curious to see what's going to happen as the weeks go on and we get more into the Halloween season. So
I just want to call out that
cool
Chili is currently sitting behind my computer, so if I get disconnected, this is not my fault.
Okay, copy that.
So just so you
Your
know,
cat, your fault.
Speaking of
I don't
pets,
even know how she got back there.
your first look at Superman and Crypto the dog in
You mean
James
Super
Gunn's
Dog, like Underdog?
Superman movie. Yeah, so Crypto the Super Dog is going to be featured in the new Superman movie. I don't think we've ever had that before, but he's I guess in the
my
comics. I don't
God.
know. I
Wait,
don't read comics, but
James
I've heard
Gunn's
of the
director,
Crypto the
right?
Dog.
That's so cute. It's like a little scruffy dog.
Yep.
Okay.
He
I
just
think
shoots
it's,
a Bitcoin out of his butt.
I think it's based off of James Gunn's actual dog that he has. He rescued this actual dog.
Oh,
So I
without
mean, you can
question.
see the similarities. But I mean, you can just tell that this is going to be a controversial casting choice. I mean, why did they go with a yellow lab or a different type of dog breed? This is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how other dogs are going to feel, and if they feel like they're represented enough. But
Well,
What about
actually,
the
this
dog
kind of
from Deadpool and
represents.
Wolf-
This is a mutt, so it more or less represents every dog because and it depends on the person, but I definitely stand by the mentality of adopt, don't shop, and a lot of times that is usually met with a dog that is a variety of breeds that looks like that. So I think it's the perfect choice.
there you go. Okay, you're not a hater, Nate. What do you think of
Oh.
Crypto the Super Dog?
It's a cute dog. It's gonna be hard to beat the dog from Deadpool and Wolverine, though.
Oh my God! I mean,
Dogpool.
oof,
Yeah, I think this dog might be a
Dogpool.
little cuter, but yeah, fair enough.
that depends on what you
Depends on
find
your
cute.
definition of the word cute.
Fair enough.
Is your definition ugly and disgusting? Would that be what is cute to you?
If that's the case, then John,
Because
you're cute.
that's clearly what they were going for. Oh, wait, you talking about me?
Booyah.
Damn, I kind of set myself up for that one.
But like,
anyways, I've heard that this. Oh, so go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying another Superman movie. I get it's James Gunn, but not super interested. But if it gets good
That's fun.
reviews, I'll probably see it.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about it, and like I'll definitely go and see it, but I'm not necessarily like it's not my number one most anticipated whatsoever. Probably not even my top 5 of next year. But
They
what I've
changed the
heard,
cast.
what I've heard about this movie, is that it's really. I've heard they're gonna go a whole different direction because Superman, like with the Man of Steel, has been dark and kind of gritty. This one's gonna return more to like the Richard Donner, like you feel like hopeful throughout the movie. There's
an actual
there's
hero.
positivity throughout the movie. Yeah, so it's gonna be I don't know, and probably funny. I mean, James Gunn with the Guardians movies and Suicide Squad, he definitely interjects humor pretty well with his movies. So I think this is gonna be very different type of Superman movie than what we've seen before. So I'm curious about it, but I don't really care. I guess I don't know. But I'm glad there's a dog.
We're superheroed out at this point. Like I also don't care. But usually when that weekend does eventually come and I'm like, oh, it's in theaters, I'll be there. But
No, for
I don't
sure.
I don't have the same feeling of like, oh my God, I care so much about this movie. I need to be there and I'm gonna be like, having my first wet dream ever. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that reaction anymore.
I'm there for Super Dog.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. And the last bit of movie news that I wanted to share with you guys is that it's official. Samara Weaving and Radio Silence are back for Ready or Not 2. It's going to go into production.
Was already announced.
No? It was announced that they were working on it, but it wasn't announced that it was going to go into production. It wasn't greenlit officially, and there was no direct. They weren't going to come back to direct it because they were doing the Scream movies, the Scream 6 and 7,
like
and then
movies, yeah.
they left Scream 8 or wait, no, it was Scream 5 and 6 they directed. They're going to do Scream 7, and then they got fired and went a different direction because they fired Melissa Barra because she made a post supporting Palestine. And they fired her. And then Jenna Ortega's like, if you fired her, then I'm gone. So then they don't have the Carpenter sisters. So now they're like, what do we do? So they got the writer of the original Scream, who made a movie last year called Sick. That was
Scott
actually
Derrickson.
okay.
Yeah.
It was Kevin Williamson.
Oh,
That's
Kevin
the
Williamson.
He was the writer of the original Scream. He did Scream 1 and 2, I think. And then he's going to direct the next one. And it's going to return with Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. So she's a new back. She's going to be the lead again. And these guys, Radio Silence, are now moving on to go do Ready or Not 2, which was a super big surprise. That first movie, Ready or Not, was a super like random movie that just came out, I think, in like mid-April. Had no anticipation for it. And then the movie was just so much fun. And it has a really cool little third act. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Ready or Not 2. I don't know how they're going to, evolve the story or what direction they're going to go in, because now they can go into some crazy directions now that it's what's been revealed at the end of the first movie. So I'm glad everyone's back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I love a movie with a strong female protagonist, and all I remember from this movie is Samara Weaving was awesome, and it was like an absolute bloodbath with like some crazy, ridiculous kills that I haven't seen since like Evil Dead, the remake, like some just crazy and insane stuff.
They love their blood. Radio Silence. I mean, the recent movie Abigail. I mean, they love their blood.
Oh yeah, people like just explode for no reason. It's like stuff like that. It's just fun, crazy slasher stuff. Like there's not enough movies like that are quality these days that are also like funny and not like just done poorly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be a fun time. Yeah.
I don't see how they can do a Ready or Not 2 with the same female protagonist after the way that first movie ended. Like, what, does she get married again? And this family also happens to make toys. Like,
maybe.
Also, like, they can't really. I don't think they should call it Ready or Not 2. They should call it like Here I Come.
Oh, that would be a good one.
See?
Actually, that's also
the marketing.
Here Comes the Devil. I don't know. What?
Yeah, that's already taken.
Yeah.
Here comes.
I also really want.
Sun.
Now You See Me 3 is in production and it's going to come out soon. And there's a campaign to push, and it got so far where Jesse Eisenberg has now heard it, and he's like, "Oh, I love this." To call it Now You 3 Me.
Oh God.
Just like,
yeah, why the hell not? Who cares, man?
Have fun with your fucking
just
titles.
do it.
Now You 3 Me. All right. Anyways, that's movie news. There's other stuff going on in the world of movie news, but that's all I had for you guys today.
Nothing else relevant, because I feel like that was a pretty tame movie news. Like nothing insane.
Nothing crazy. Nope. But we got to move on because we have Nate's choice.
Black and white, 1 and 2. It's Nate's choice. What you gonna do? Fight or flight, hot or cool. It's Nate's choice. Tell me what you gonna choose.
Jenny Slate or something else.
Greta You're Gerwig. Almost there.
Pick one. Jenny Slate or Greta Gerwig. Geez. If I had to pick one, you're going Greta Gerwig?
She can direct.
Yeah, that's actually probably the easiest choice ever. Moving on. All right. So what's the next segment?
So
releases.
No. So this is Nate's choice, where I'm going to give the other dudes an option, and they have to pick one or the other. It's like a good versus matchup. But this one, we need to go to the mean streets of Boston to take part in.
I hope Ben Affleck's there.
There have been some very good actors to come out of that very iconic city. But I think I picked two of the biggest to face off against each other. And I'm putting this stipulation right now. The movies that they're in do not exist without these actors. So no, I'll keep the movie and blah, 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 blah. The movies they're in no longer exist. And that's all of them. So big old Matt Damon versus Marky Mark.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Damn, I got it wrong. I guess Ben Affleck versus Matt Damon, but I got it wrong.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was typing in. I didn't even think about Mark Wahlberg.
I just personally prefer these two over Ben Affleck as far as acting goes. Ben Affleck is a great actor, but like Matt Damon,
I would have picked Affleck no matter what, because Affleck can direct. Like, I'm all about actors and directors, and especially if you're.
But have we seen Matt Damon direct yet?
No, he doesn't do it. He's just an actor.
Yeah,
he's just a face.
just a face that's in everything, like
Oh,
Terrifier
man.
3 and all that stuff. Spencer loves that joke. Just leaving a theater and being like, "Oh, is Matt Damon that?"
He's been doing
Can't
that for
believe
years,
Matt
bro.
Damon was in that. And the fact is, like, there was a period where Matt Damon did cameo in a ton of movies. I forget which year it was, where like he actually did
Deadpool
show up for
2.
like 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of Steven Soderbergh movies, he'll just make like a quick
Yeah.
little appearance. And then it's actually really fun when you like Interstellar, walking out of Interstellar, being like, "Can't believe Matt Damon was in this," and people are like, "What?"
Well, the joke was always like, "Oh, God, I can't believe Matt Damon died in that movie." And then,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
I think I
now and
moved on
then-
to I can't believe he was in this, but that was the original joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
every
people
now
are
and then
getting
it
rough.
actually was a true statement, which was fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Geez. All right. Well, for context, Mark Wahlberg has 101 actor. I'm sorry, Matt Damon has 101 acting credits. Mark Wahlberg has 63. So filmography wise, Matt Damon absolutely takes the cake. But
I would have thought
question is
it'd be
quality.
the opposite. That surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, I think because they've both
Wahlberg
been acting
is-
since the 90s, but
Matt
Wahlberg
Damon
takes a
was-
lot of these like random fucking movies though that are really bad, and
Yeah.
like he'll just take a movie because it's a paycheck. Where Matt Damon, I feel like he's a little bit more selective with his projects. Like I can see Matt Damon being like, I need to connect with the character. I need to want to work with the right directors, and I want to work with the right people. So if you look at his projects compared to Mark Wahlberg, I mean, I think you see a little bit better of quality when Mark Wahlberg, especially in the last, I'm really basing this on the last like 10, 15 years. But I mean, the beginning of their careers, these guys were, I mean, top of their game, just one after another, just great, great stuff. Iconic movies. But it is tough.
It's a tough one because
They're
like
not
I feel like
directors,
with,
so it's tough.
I feel like with Matt Damon, there's so many like movies that are like I think there's more iconic movies with. I gotta go. Sorry, Chili, get the fuck off my desk. She's so annoying. I love her though. No, I think with Matt Damon, there's so many more like if you like iconic movies. Like I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming like Talented Mr. Ripley, but Good Will Hunting, Saving Private Ryan. That might be enough right there to just choose him. But Mark Wahlberg, I think like more comedies. Which granted, there's some very funny comedies like Ted. Like that's an instant classic. He did fucking Transformers. I feel like Patriots Day is an amazing movie in the last couple of years. But then there's movies like Instant Family and Spencer Confidential and Infinite and Uncharted. Like he does do a lot of
just
absolute garbage.
paychecks.
But like Italian Job, The Perfect Storm, which you could argue
And
was
these
like kind of
these
a
aren't
Chris-
really saviors.
Boogie Nights, you know,
And that's
that's-
good. Yeah,
Well,
I
come
think
on, you
you
got
just
two
listing all
guns.
these. I think I'm definitely going Matt Damon. I love the Bourne movies. I just recently rewatched all the Oceans movies, the Ocean trilogy, and those movies are phenomenal.
I love those movies.
I mean, 12 and 13 are fun, but 11 is incredible. And Matt Damon is so good as Lyle in all three of them. Like, he has some of the biggest standout scenes in those movies. And he's also, I mean, I love The Martian. He's incredible in that. Saving Private Ryan. He's in Interstellar. So, I mean, if I go Mark Wahlberg, goodbye, Interstellar. I can live with
Oh my god, I couldn't live with that.
Land Job and some other Marky Mark movies. So, yep, I'm gonna eliminate Mark Wahlberg from the acting world. He can go back to be Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch. So,
He can still have his burger restaurant with his family. They're still gonna do okay. Donnie can still do Saw 3. You know, that's still okay. That's still fair
There you go.
game.
And The Sixth Sense.
And The
yeah.
Sixth Sense. Yep. Good call.
Oh
out,
wait,
good
Matt
call out.
Damon's in The Departed, so I still get to keep it. Okay, yeah, I'm keeping Matt Damon.
And he's in Happy Feet too, so we're not losing him as Bill the Krill.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I you know, I don't want to just always agree with Spencer, which we don't always agree, but man, there are some very good ones. Like I feel like Mark Wahlberg has, I don't know if he's hit his peak, but the last like 10 movies he's come out with, I didn't care for, or I didn't even see. But like Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon, those are some two like probably
Those
the
were
most
good.
recent movies that were very
Yeah.
good in 2016.
Well, yeah, it's been almost
Also-
10 years. That's the thing. Like
Right.
I'm trying to remember like the last Mark Wahlberg movie where I saw. I was like, that was really good. And I mean, Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day were solid.
Right,
Like, I
but
haven't
since then,
rewatched
it's
them.
The
Like,
Union, Arthur the King, The Family Plan, Me Time, Father Stew, Uncharted, Infinite, Joe Bell, Scoob, Spencer Confidential, Instant Family, Mile 22, All the Money in the World, Daddy's Home 2, Transformers: The Last Night.
yeah, I mean, I've seen a handful of those.
All not good.
It seems like he's starting to make movies more for his kids and just kind of taking
That's
more
fine, but
paycheck roles, and that's totally fine. I mean, yeah, if you're in that position, and yeah, cash in, fuck it. But
yeah.
I think
man.
I'm more excited for Matt Damon projects because I mean, this Matt Damon's. I should have chosen this for the movie news. God damn it! But Chris Nolan is most likely setting his next movie at Universal again after the Oppenheimer success, and he's looking to cast Matt Damon as the lead.
Wait,
So.
yeah, because there's a new concept for it. Do you mind touching on that real quick?
There was a rumor
what's
that
the-
it could be about a helicopter pilot in a police force. Or kind of like a semi remake of a movie called Perfect Blue or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna break that
That's a
down on
rumor.
that.
That's a super
Okay.
super far out there rumor. I don't know how accurate that is. So who knows? But just yeah,
Okay.
he's looking to do his next project and he's looking at Matt Damon to cast. So yeah,
Understandable. Either way, I love Mark Wahlberg. You know, movies like Boogie Nights and Ted, and you know, he has some iconic bad movies too, like Planet of the Apes. Like he's iconic for some things that are not good. But yeah, Matt Damon. I'm not getting rid of movies like Interstellar. Obviously, it's like it might be my favorite movie of all time. I've been rethinking it. And The Martian, incredible movie. He's really good in like space films, and obviously Good Will Hunting, like, and Ocean's 11 is a fantastic film. We Bought a Zoo. I'm not getting rid of Matt Damon and Jimmy Kimmel's crazy, ridiculous controversy in any capacity. So I'll keep that Bostonian, and sadly I will seclude Mark Wahlberg to his burger restaurant.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with both of you. Matt Damon, I feel, just comes with a little bit more prestige, a little bit more grand movie making. But yeah, Mark Wahlberg has also had a fantastic career.
Of course.
But I'm just looking at the lists of their films on Letterboxd, and Matt Damon seems to go down more with some more decent movies, where Mark Wahlberg, you get to the fourth line and Fear's there, and Planet of the Apes and Scoob.
I mean, dude, with Matt Damon, don't we would lose like 3 Christopher Nolan movies. I don't know if I'm okay with losing Inception, Oppenheimer, and
I can lose a Paul
Interstellar.
Thomas Anderson movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
So,
Saving
all right.
Private Ryan,
Yeah.
Last Duel, Ford versus Ferrari, The
Yeah,
Bourne.
there's too many good ones, man.
So yeah,
That's
Matt
so
Damon,
tough.
you live. Mark Wahlberg, go flip burgers.
Mark Wahlberg gets and Matt Damon gets the
Hey, deserve
Cool.
it.
All
Good
right.
job.
That's my
Very
choice,
nice.
and I'm sticking to it.
As you should.
Now let's get into some new releases because we got a lot. Holy shit. Ooh.
Bro, can you take my nose? Got my nose. Take my nose. Ready? Do it. Are you supposed to do like this? Like, oh, got your nose. Anyway. Okay. You should just go up to like random kids on the sidewalk and do that, and they'll be like freak out and stuff. And then their
I
parents
do,
will
but the
be
parents
ugly.
just yell at me. All right.
Yeah, it's 2024. You can't do that anymore. Anyway, new releases. The segment where we talk about new releases. That would usually so that usually pertains to films that came out within the last couple weeks that we went and saw, and we're gonna go ahead and give our opinions on said films and talk about them.
If you say so. Jeez. All right.
Yeah.
Spencer, pick a movie. Start us off.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jesus.
What do you
All
want?
right.
What do you
How
want to
about
talk about?
how about we start off with the movie that we've all seen? Let's go with Saturday Night.
Saturday night.
Why did I expected another song to start? Oh well, there it was.
No other song.
Expected another drop. Saturday Night, a movie about the 90 minutes leading up to the very first episode of Saturday Night Live. Lauren Michaels, we got Rachel Sonnet in this movie. Lauren Michaels isn't actually in it, but a character is played. A lot of, actors and actresses that I think I'm not familiar with, which is kind of on brand because that's the whole vibe with Saturday Night Live is their whole thing was let's pick, actors or comedians that are not well known, and then they blow up on Saturday Night Live and have great careers after the fact. So I don't know about you guys, but I have always loved Saturday Night Live. I think it's fallen off in the last couple of years.
You don't say.
They take a very firm political stance, which is fine, but also I feel like I'm watching the show for entertainment, and I feel like a lot of it revolves around that. But
at this point, like I used to back in 2000, I think during like the Jason Sudeikis, Andy Samberg, Kristen Wiig, Saturday Night Live times, like, I would watch every Saturday night at 11:30. Like I would make sure I'm watching it live and watching like the SNL digital shorts as they happen, like Captain Jack Sparrow. Like it was so much fun. But then definitely over the last 5, like I don't remember the last time I watched a live episode of SNL. But what I would do is instead the best skits go viral. So you can just watch them on YouTube the next day. And I'll always check in every now and then if a skit is getting some traction. But yeah, I haven't watched a full episode in so long. It's been a very long time.
I actually, funny enough, after watching this movie, I went and saw it on Saturday night last week. And as a result, I was like, I'll just watch Saturday Night Live this week. And that was probably a poor choice. It was Sabrina Carpenter was the host with Stevie Nicks as the musical guest. It's just, I don't know, like every now and then you get a good bit, but they're so safe now. They're so incredibly safe with their choices outside of Please Don't Destroy. And if they have a really good host like Adam Driver, or there's a new comedian on there, I can't remember his name, but he's incredible with some of the stuff they do. But yeah, always been a fan. What about you, Nate? Have you been a fan of Saturday Night Live?
I never really stayed up to watch it. I wasn't allowed to stay up that late growing up, and then it was just something kind of like what Spencer said. I would watch all the main highlights, but I think the one time I might have watched it live was the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, because they brought everybody back.
Yeah, they did all like the Celebrity Jeopardy. That's my favorite segment of all of them, is when they do Celebrity Jeopardy. Funny. Or Black Jeopardy. That one always gets me laughing because
iconic.
Tom Hanks's Doug is one of the best characters in SNL.
I wanted a pickle.
Yeah. I wanted a pickle.
I do love those Tyler Perry movies. If you can pray and cry in 90 minutes, that's money well spent. There's something like that.
I got the whole box set at Walmart for about $15.
I appreciate that right there. And he goes, "Oh, classic. Yeah."
But this makes me want to go back and like watch some of the original seasons, because Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Gilda Radner, John Belushi, all these characters are just
Jim Henson.
I get it was a different time, but it was so funny. So funny.
Yeah. Nate and I went and saw this movie Saturday afternoon, not Saturday night. So we didn't do what you did.
Me too, actually.
I thought we saw it Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I think we did go Friday. That's right. Well,
it's not like a 6:30 showing. It was basically the evening. Yeah.
But I didn't know. I mean, I knew this movie was set 90 minutes before the very first episode, and the cast was awesome. It's a bunch of up and coming great actors. It's directed by Jason Reitman, who's a pretty solid director. So I was very curious to check it out, but I didn't have a whole lot of anticipation for it. But once it started premiering at the festivals and getting good word of mouth, it definitely jumped up on my anticipation list, and we went and saw it. And this movie, I think it's hour and 45 minutes, but it felt like it was an hour long. Like it just flew by, and it was so intense, and I loved it. Like it was just so like I was on the edge of my seat, honestly. like seeing like what we're gonna do next, like what problem they're gonna run into. Anytime they had Lorne Michaels looking at that board of all the note cards of the show, and everyone's just like, "There's too much. How are you not gonna do this? Like it's crazy." And he's just like, it's like just scanning it, just trying to figure out what to do, rearranging it, and just. it's insane to think about, like, on paper, Saturday Night Live, like, having never seen it before, like, it looks like it's a show that's gonna fail. Like, it just doesn't look like it's gonna succeed. And there was one great line of Lorne Michaels kind of explaining, like, what the show is. But
Yeah.
very pleasantly surprised with this movie, and I didn't expect to have as much fun with this movie as I did. I mean, it is so fast paced and jokes left and right, and there's always something very like engaging happening. So it's just a very well done movie.
It really showed the chaos of, putting a show together, especially a live show, because at the time this was just not something that was done. Like, at least they mentioned in the movie, which I don't know how truthful this is in terms of the actual, real life story. But it's like, oh, we're trying to find a show to fail to make an excuse to do Johnny Carson reruns. Like, that was kind of the whole thing, where it's like, let's give these 20-year-olds, a couple $1 million, see if they can throw a show together. It'll fail, and then Johnny Carson get a few days off on the weekends. But instead, this show's been on for 50 years, and had
Joke's
an
on
absolute
you.
incredible success. And just watching it unfold from the perspective of all these, at the time, no name comedians and actors, and Lorne Michaels, who's 20 something years old, just with a vision, creating something that's never been done, and trying to whittle it down to, a 90-minute show, is great. And some of the best parts about Saturday Night Live is when people break character and when they mess up, and that's what makes it like fun and special. Like, some of the best bits are when, like, a Bill Hader breaks character, and it makes it so hysterical.
Apparently, it's very well well known that Lorne Michaels hates when actors do that on the show. Like, he hates when actors break character, but it is the best part. Like, as an audience member, that is what anytime it happens, like, you're guaranteed to laugh. Like that Beavis and Butthead sketch that Ryan Gosling did last year.
I've seen that like 10 times.
Same. Like, it's because they all break character. No one can get a fucking line out, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but the movie, specifically this movie, the guy who played Chevy Chase, I mean, the casting was just unbelievable. Like, these people looked like the real people that they were playing. I'm not as familiar with some of the female comedians, but John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Lorne Michaels, those were all like spot on casting choices. I mean, I just absolutely love the cast in this movie. They were spectacular. The pacing was incredible. Just the look and feel, how they create Rockefeller Center, or whatever. Is it 30 Rock? I can't remember what this building is, where it's like an old place where they used to do radio and stuff that they converted into the place where they shoot Saturday Night Live. I mean, it was just, I loved it. I wanted to be there to witness this, and I felt like it was,
Yeah, no, there was a scene leading up to right before they're about to go live, and you're not sure what they're gonna roll, and they just keep cutting to the Carson footage, cutting back to Lorne, then you see Willem Dafoe, and right at the last second he just leans over and points and goes, "We're going live." I was like, okay. And then it builds up more tension when Belushi doesn't come out right away. And you're like, oh God, what is this diva doing now? And then they do the skit and they just get big laughs and applause. And it's just a simple, goofy way to start out the show, but just the cast makes it, and just the tension of not being sure if it's going to happen. They did a really good job with that. And so I think all together, this was a very, very well done movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there was even like some members of the cast that kind of surprised me. Like the guy that played George Carlin I didn't know how anyone was going to be able to play George Carlin. He's not in the movie that much, but like he kind of got the whole essence of George Carlin. Like he's just like, it was pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. I was very surprised by this movie. I love that this movie was basically just a ticking time bomb. Like it just felt like a pressure cooker throughout the whole movie. The cast was great. So I was just very surprised by it. And I would easily rewatch this movie. Like I've been wanting to watch it again, just because of how much fun I had with it. And yeah, it's a great movie. One of my favorites of the year, honestly. 4.5 out of 5 for me. So
Wow.
going
Nice.
pretty big. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you up with almost the very same opinion here. I loved it. I love the chaos of show business. It reminded me of my day-to-day life. But this one, fortunately, felt more chaotic, which is good. Right when you think they had everything together, another ridiculous thing went wrong, and it's like, and then all the execs are watching. It's like, oh my god, like this isn't gonna happen, and it's great. It was so fun. I also give it a 4.5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. It's in my top 5 of the year right now, and I
Sweet.
think it's one of the most rewatchable movies of the year. I would show this to anybody, even if they haven't seen Saturday Night Live. Maybe they would want to after checking this out.
I went a little lower, but I agree with
damn.
what John said about rewatchability, so that might change my grade because I gave it a 4 out of 5. Still very solid. But Spencer also said it right. It did feel very short. Like it flew by like an episode of SNL would. And I think that is the main reason why I would rewatch it, just because it's so beat to beat to beat. There's no time, and it almost feels like real time. And then the little clock that pops up matches perfectly because they'll be talking for a few minutes and then only 3 or 4 minutes have gone by. So very realistic, very fun, fast paced. I'd rewatch it.
It had not a lot of movies do this approach, but it was like Birdman or like the movie Steve Jobs, which was almost like the same kind of approach. Was like the 90 minutes leading up to when they announced the first iPhone. It's like that's
I
like
like
the best
that
thing I can compare
idea
it to.
because it adds suspense to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because SNL's been around since 1975. I mean, they could have gone so many different directions with a Saturday night movie, but I'm very happy with what they did here. I think this was the right move.
Yeah, I love paying homage to like the start and how it all began. I think that was a very good choice. Because they could also do a movie of like the heyday of SNL, like down the line with Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon and Andy Samberg, and I mean, there's just so many iconic Will Ferrell. I mean, there's multiple iconic casts over time.
But don't do it.
Just no, yeah, I mean, you could, but I don't know.
It gets because I mean, like we're not from this era, but we're familiar with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, who they are, because I mean, we've seen their movies and work. But if we are watching something that like we grew up with, like Jason Sudeikis, Kristen Wiig, and stuff like that, having actors play those people, I'm not ready for that yet. Because John, I don't know if you're watching the Aaron Hernandez TV show.
Okay, that's crazy because I was about to mention that.
Yeah, now that Bill Belichick, Rob Gronkowski, and Brady and Edelman are all on the show, I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, I can't focus on this. I'm so distracted because I'm too familiar with it.
Yeah, or you're too close. Like, I don't want to watch somebody pretend to be Bill Belichick. It's like
But like his performance, this is so side topic and side rant, but his performance, Bill Belichick, I love it, but it's so like I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it.
It feels like a fucking soap opera to me, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't take it serious, not as seriously as the other shows he's done. Yeah, it's great. It is funny to watch somebody impersonate Bill Belichick because he's such an iconic human. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'd be worried about with like a different version of this type of movie. But okay,
it won't happen.
Moving
it's
on.
not gonna happen. Yeah, here we go.
All right, which clown do you want to talk about first? Actually,
I feel like you should.
I've seen both. Only one of you guys have seen the others. So
let's finish it off with Terrifier. I feel like it'll be more positive.
All right, we can do Joker. Filet-a-do.
So what the fuck was this movie? Todd Phillips comes back. He is switching things up clearly after an Oscar-winning performance from Joaquin Phoenix in the first one. One of the most unique takes on the character that felt like, almost like psychological torture within. And it just happened to be Joker. I think that's one of my favorite things about the Joker and the Batman is they felt like their own movies and they also just happened to be those characters. The difference was with this one is they got so quirky with it. I don't know, like, I guess maybe the studio was like, you did great with the first one. Do whatever the fuck you want. And he did. And to be fair, the Joker is a character that deals with psychological warfare on a daily basis. So it's like, okay, I can kind of see where they were going with this, but I don't want to sit there for 2.5 hours and watch a story that doesn't develop with musical numbers of the Joker. I don't I just made it frustrated me. I was very frustrated throughout this movie because it never felt like it went anywhere.
Yeah, this one was kind of a head scratcher. I saw this movie at that IMAX fan first screening they did. So I saw this movie before any like big critical reviews were out. It was just like the Venice Film Festival reaction. So when I saw this movie, it actually had the same Rotten Tomato score as the first Joker, which is like
That's
67% or
misleading
something
as
like
hell.
that. So I mean, like in the first movie, I liked it. Didn't like love it, but I really liked it. I thought it was very solid. It was, I mean, it was a beautiful looking movie. Joaquin gives it a phenomenal performance. It was a Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese kind of comedy kind of ripoff, but it's still like as a Joker comic book movie, it pushed the envelope of like we could do some crazy kind of character studies here. So I was curious to see what they're going to do with the sequel. And then during the production, it was announced like, oh, it's a jukebox musical. That's interesting. And oh, Lady Gaga is cast as Harley Quinn. Okay, I mean, she's a musician. She's great. What are they doing here? And then you see the trailer. Trailer looks like it's just it's the same universe. It still looks like an intriguing movie. And so when I saw the movie, I was very just kind of confused throughout it. Because I wasn't bored and I didn't hate this movie like a lot of people are hating on this movie. I was just confused. Like I'm like, why did they choose to do this when you could have gone so many different directions and made like a very worthy and good sequel? But the more like kind of digging I did on this movie after I saw it, the more it kind of makes sense and the more like I understand what they were doing. Doesn't mean it's a good idea and what they should have done. I mean, the studio's going to lose over $200 million on this movie. I mean, you saw Terrifier 3, it beat it in its second weekend. The first movie was $1 billion movie. They spent $200 million to make the movie, plus $100 million to market it. The movie's Warner Brothers is gonna lose a ton of money on this movie because the first movie was such a success. They're like, Todd Phillips, blank check. We're not blank check. Here's your check, but you can do whatever you want. You don't have to test screen it. That's rare. They always test screen movies like this. No test screenings at all. They just were like, you do you and release it. And he did him. And essentially what he did is he made a sequel. He was so annoyed that people saw the Joker and saw someone to look up to. He thought that he influenced some incel community fan base of like these like psycho white supremacists that are like, yeah, Joker's he's my hero. So he's like, I'm gonna make a sequel that's a musical, so they're gonna hate it, and I'm gonna just say fuck you if you like the first movie. So it was like, oh, okay, like why? But he was just he just was annoyed of the reaction of the first movie, so that's why
that
he
people
wouldn't make
liked
a
it.
sequel. That he's like, I'm just gonna make a movie that like you're all gonna fucking hate. So weird choice. I don't think Todd Phillips might be in director jail for the time being. Maybe Blumhouse will be like, here's a $10 million budget to go make a horror movie for us for Amazon. But I mean, yeah, this was just confused and it was a wasted opportunity. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are good. Lady Gaga's very misused and they don't know what to do with her character. But it's just kind of unfortunate. It's just like a very strange movie, but I didn't hate it and I wasn't bored, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah. Nate. Oh, Nate didn't see this one? Oh, okay. I was gonna relay to Nate. Yeah, man. The whole time I was watching this movie, and this is kind of how I feel with like I like musicals. But then there's certain musicals where like right when you feel like you're getting into the story and something like important is about to be said or articulated or something about to happen, they break out into song and then it is lost on me. And like you move on to the next thing and that's what I was really hoping this movie wouldn't do. And that's exactly what happened every single time. They started some sort of song. It just didn't work. Like I feel like you could just eliminate this movie from my memory and make another one, and I would prefer that over having this movie exist in the first place. Like I because like nothing happens. Like well, they make choices in this movie.
Well, the whole movie
Um,
is them reflecting on Arthur's actions of the first movie. So they're too stuck in the whole like what Joker was, and this movie essentially is a reflection of that. So it's
but
just like,
what's the point? Like there seemed like no point in this movie at all. Like it was just bloody
well, there is a point. I
nonsense.
don't want to get into spoilers because Nate
I don't
hasn't seen
either,
it.
but
There is along the lines of what Todd Phillips just had some strong opinions on the movie. So
yeah.
he's the
My
director, and
favorite part was
Joaquin apparently this idea came to Joaquin in a dream of like, oh, we should do a musical. But
oh
what you
Lord.
said though is like the musical derailing the story. Not only that though, the musicals are dull and flat, and
I
the singing is out of key, and it's just it's not pretty. Like it's so strange that like how they decided to even shoot it. So
I
I don't
wish they
know.
had just like because there's instances of courtroom drama and like him representing himself and like that's a really cool dynamic of like if you had looked at all the crazy shit that Joker did and this whole movie was a courtroom drama, I think that'd be fucking awesome to see Joker try
Well,
to
half
defend
of
his
it is,
insane
yeah.
actions. And it is, but like it goes to a place where I'm like, why did we do that? Because it's almost like the movie and Joker gave up on themselves. And that was my biggest takeaway. I'm like, geez, like I feel like I sat here this whole time for nothing, you know? And so
Yeah. No,
it was a big
when it
disappointment.
ended, and I was driving home, I just like I just felt empty. Like it was just a hollow experience. Like it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, like
I
I
so
wonder how that's gonna
badly
do.
I so
And then
badly
obviously
wanted it
with
to work.
yeah, 5.3 on IMDb, 32% and audience critic and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Like everyone is pretty aligned with this movie as and it's a head scratcher. It's
Yeah.
very confusing of a choice of what they did here. But um yeah, I don't know. I mean, see it at your own risk, I guess. It's not like a megalopolis or anything like that.
No,
It's I think it's totally watchable, but really know what you're getting yourself into, I guess. Do your research and maybe if you hated the first movie, you might like this movie. I don't know. If you love the first movie, I don't think you're gonna like this movie.
the
Who
closest
knows?
comparison I can give this movie to is The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because
I haven't seen it.
it's literally a movie where like they're trying to have some cool story and then they just kind of use Rachel Zegler or in this case Lady Gaga because they're very good singers, but they don't convey any other emotion and it doesn't get you anywhere. So like that's how they get you in the door is like, "Oh, look what we're doing with this actress. Like this is unconventional." And then it fucking has no substance.
Yeah.
So,
So
I'll give my
so
grade
yeah, go ahead.
if you want. 2 out of 5. It was a
Ooh.
very big disappointment for me. I didn't think I would ever go this low with a Joker movie, but yet here we are. That might be even worse than I gave the original Suicide Squad.
2 out of 5 for Joker. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's got the second worst second week box office performance of any comic book movie in history.
Oh, I
Like
can't even
it's
imagine the
doing
drop
like
off.
honestly, like this is worse than The Flash. And The Flash was
Well,
like the biggest box office bomb of that year. This is looking worse for DC and Warner Brothers. So
it's
you went
deserving.
2 out of 5. I'm gonna go half a star up, go 2.5 out of 5. Doesn't get to
Okay.
fresh, but I didn't hate this movie the way other people are hating on it. I found a little bit more to appreciate just like the cinematography. It's a beautiful looking movie. Joaquin is incredible. I really liked Catherine Keener as like the lawyer, and some
She
of the
was good.
courtroom stuff I
Yeah.
did really like. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there was some stuff I did appreciate about the movie. But like I said, it's just a very confusing choice for a sequel. So, anyways, Nate,
Yeah.
are you going to see this? Like, are you just going to wait to like HBO, or do you think you'll see it in
Yeah.
theaters?
That seems
Yeah.
to be the best bet because the first Joker took the world by storm, and obviously Joaquin Phoenix won his Oscar and all that stuff. But yeah, I guess I just don't like that he decided to just go in a completely different direction. What sounds like out of spite.
Yeah,
So
what it
Yes.
seems
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
totally what it seems
And
like.
like
So
if
many
you are able to do that in Hollywood, good for you. But then you should also have an asterisk and be like, this guy might not take your movie seriously. So
or your money or your investment. I mean, $200 million is a lot of money to waste.
just go see the next movie that we're going to talk about and support it and get more of it. I want more Art the Clown everywhere. That's a clown I'm scared of.
It's very likely you get more of it.
Why don't we get into it?
We're getting
Terrifier
it
3.
at least one more to end the Art the Clown story. And then who knows what's going on after that.
So I heard today, actually, that Damon Leone has 2 more Terrifier films planned, and then he's going to wrap it up at 5.
Oh, I saw somewhere where he was quoted saying the 4th one will be the perfect wrap up to the Art the Clown storyline.
Yeah, no, he's got 4 and 5 apparently. Yeah, this fucker, Art the Clown.
Oh, I would rather have this than another Joker, another Superman. It's gritty. I think it's fun. But then this is just my type of movie, I guess. Just a murderous, creepy clown. I grew up watching Pennywise and the It mini series, so it only makes sense that this sadistic clown takes over, because 5 years after the events of Terrifier 2, Sienna Shaw, who's our heroine, is released from a psychiatric hospital and is trying to acclimate to life outside after all these events have happened. But of course, Art is still on the warpath and doing some of the most gnarly kills and the most offensive things that you can do on screen. And those specifically have to do with, chainsaw in the ass and then something to do with kids. No wonder this movie is NC-17 and whatnot, but
yikes.
Yeah, it is quite the roller coaster, but I think it's a better movie than the second one. The second one was,
I agree with that,
like 20 something minutes longer, and it felt like it went on forever. This one, I'm not saying one location, but a lot of it takes place. It's all following Lauren Lavera's character and then just popping in and seeing what Art's doing. And he does some very, very heinous stuff in this movie, especially dressed as good old Saint Nick himself.
Yeah, that's the thing. This movie is a Christmas movie. And I did not need it to be a Christmas movie. I think it was only a Christmas movie so it could be categorized under the Christmas movie list when people want movies to watch during the Christmas holiday season. He made this movie just so it could show up and the sickos could be like, oh yeah, disgusting horror movie on Christmas time. Yeah, I'm going with Terrifier 3. I think that's the only reason they said it around Christmas, because otherwise it's a total gimmick. And yeah, I mean, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into with Terrifier 3. Nate and I saw Terrifier 2 in theaters a couple years back. And that one I was unsure about because I hated the first movie, Terrifier. I watched that movie leading up and going to see Terrifier 2, and I hated the first movie. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel with Terrifier 2 then if I hated this one. And Terrifier 2 gave us Lauren Lavara, Selena, or whatever her name is in the movie. Sienna. I'm invested in her character, I guess. I root for her, exactly. And at this point with her character, I mean, she's having a rough one in this movie. And I'm very curious to see what's going to happen before. But she isn't in the first movie. And I think I needed her in these movies because if she isn't in the movie, I don't think I would care to watch them. And I stand by that because I like what they're doing with their character. The lore is very weird of Art the Clown himself and his little demon sidekick that he has. It's very confusing, and they do a whole lore dump in the third act where I'm like, what? But regardless, if you just kind of accept it at face value, you're just gonna watch some blood and guts on screen and watch Art the Clown, this performance by David Howard Thornton, just have so much fun. He's a kid in a candy store on screen, and I can only imagine making the movie is just so much fun with everyone just on board and like, let's just have the goriest, disgusting fun time here. And I'm sure it was just a blast. But watching it after like the 4th disgusting kill of seeing someone's like like skin get folded over their skull. I'm just like, all right, like I mean, like how much more can I do we need to see of this? I'm just like, all right, can this end so we can go home now? But it is what it is. They're fun movies. If you like the sicko gore, blood and guts genre, I can take it or leave it. I wouldn't watch these movies by myself, but because Nate is so into this genre, I have so much fun going and seeing it with him. So I will go and see Terrifier 4 and 5 when they come out for sure. But I will probably give it the same exact grade that I'm giving 2 and 3.
Which is
3 out of 5.
okay.
I give it a fresh. Like I know it knows what it is. It is fully aware of itself, and I appreciate it, and America does too because it's the #1 movie in America. So,
And that's
but I'll never watch them again unless I'm watching it with John to see his reaction.
Oh, I saw pictures on Instagram of Lauren Lavera and Damien Leone standing outside a restaurant and them getting the first updated results of like the box office, and they were above Joker, and they were just hugging each other like, what, where did this come from? And I'm just glad that America is going to see this movie. We're in some tough times, so it's nice to be able to go see something that obviously isn't real, but it allows you to just kind of, whatever anger or anything you have, you can just watch art, take out a bunch of nameless people, and then back Sienna Shaw as she goes through a rough one in this one, and it doesn't necessarily end on a happy note. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for this franchise. I went a little higher than you. It might not still sound like it's that great, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I understand its flaws. I love how gritty it is, and it looks like a shot on film movie. But yeah, Lauren Lavera, she's just a star. I wish she was in more, but as long as she's in the horror genre, we'll keep her. Love it. Love it, love it.
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3, baby. Wow. Who would have thought? You know?
Not me. Not me.
Not me. Didn't think it would beat Joker. If I had to put money on that like a month or so ago, I think I would have lost some money.
Yeah.
Art the Clown. Get an Art the Clown tramp stamp on my lower back. What?
That would actually be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, you already got the turtle from It. Like, you might as well keep the trend going. You know,
just Art the Clown.
Your whole chest.
Yep, I'll do it.
All right, y'all. That's those are the 3 movies, the big releases from the last week or so. Any other kind of quickies you wanted to cover, or are we kind of moving on to trivia?
Nate, have you seen anything else, or that was most of it? What
we did go see something, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Cover it real quick if you want. Yeah,
go for it.
We just briefly. We went and saw The Outrun with Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse.
She's a lock for an Oscar nomination later on this year, or the 2025 Oscars.
I hope she wins. She deserves it. This is a powerhouse performance. Just about a girl who's comes out of rehab and is trying to find happiness in a world that she previously only knew through booze and drugs and whatnot. So having her, there's a lot on like a island that she lives by herself. And you see all the flashbacks of her going out to parties and doing all the stereotypical things that drunk people do, not knowing they have a problem, thinking that they can control it, but they really can't. And she's like Spencer said with Lauren Lavera, Saoirse Ronan is magnetic. You follow her the entire time, and she genuinely looks like she's having alcohol withdrawals. And the way that it's shot, it's gorgeous cinematography. But her performance is just dynamite. Arguably the best of her career. I'm always partial to Brooklyn. But in this, she takes it to another level and adds some realism to it that I really liked.
Is this like a carbon copy of the Lady Bird poster?
Kinda.
It's a little more zoomed out, but yeah.
It's like the same thing. It was just her with different colored hair.
Side profile, yo.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I mean, hey, it works. I was actually gonna go see this movie tonight. I forgot to cancel my ticket, so I did technically have a seat to see the Outrun tonight. But wasn't able to make it because we were doing the podcast, which is fine. But yeah, we are huge fans of Saoirse Ronan on this podcast. Saoirse, Saoirse. You know,
Saoirse.
cannot wait to check this out. I'll see anything she's in. She's a gem of Hollywood, and she deserves an Oscar. Yeah.
Definitely see it. I mean, I echo pretty much everything that Nate said. But the one thing I will add is that I was unsure about this. I kind of had some preconceived ideas of what this movie might be because it's an addiction drama. We've kind of seen that stuff before, many times before in other projects. But I really loved how this movie approached it. It does some really cool things with like the editing and some sound design that's really, really cool and unique. Saoirse Ronan is going to get an Oscar nomination. I hope she wins. I mean, she's already been nominated for 4 Oscars and she's our age. I mean, she is just phenomenal. And
amazing.
This might be like one of her best performances. And I liked it kind of has an optimistic outlook despite all of the troubles and kind of hard stuff to watch. It does kind of focus on kind of finding the light in sobriety and I don't know, appreciating the little things in life. And I like that message. I was kind of worried that this movie was just going to be like a brutal, hard to watch kind of movie, but it really wasn't. There was some optimism to it. And Saoirse Ronan, like you really do care for her character. So very solid movie. I give it a 4 out of 5. I really liked it.
And it's got Stannis Baratheon in it. No way.
It does.
Freaking Stan. I was like, I saw the trailer play. I'm like, holy crap, that's Stannis.
Yeah, he plays like
he's really good in the movie too.
A drunk with bipolar disorder, and they kind of get into that. But yeah, she's fantastic, and I will watch anything that she's in, because she's Saoirse. She's Saoirse, good actress.
Saoirse. Saoirse.
But booyah. That's that.
I finally checked out Strange Darling, which is again a very similar poster. I won't actually show my review.
Profile of a woman with colored hair.
With the colored hair. Way more than I expected. I mean, we don't have to get too far into it, but I caught up on a lot of movies that I missed. Watched Speak No Evil, Strange Darling. Checked out Salem's Lot. That was a pretty fun movie.
I didn't like it.
No?
No, not at all. It was
I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was like not amazing, but you know,
you could tell that like the assembly cut was 3 hours, and what they came up with was just like, let's just montage the fuck out of it. I don't know what to do here. So it was just a rushed movie with no character development. And the scares were honestly the cheesiest and silliest thing I've seen in a while. So I like the geographical shout outs because the movie takes place in my backyard, but other than that, I did not care for it.
It literally took place in the town adjacent to like where we grew up, which is kind of, you know, that always makes me feel like I have more of a connection to the movie than I should.
No, like the opening shot of the maps, like if I paused it, I bet I could point where my house is on the map.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's like,
because they mentioned Yarmouth in the movie. I was like, oh, okay.
They do use Yarmouth as a joke. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. You know, the
open your mouth.
Yeah, we're getting better. A lot of good stuff out there.
That's an HBO Max original movie, Salem's Lot. But the other HBO Max movie that you should watch instead is called Caddo Lake. It's an M. Night Shyamalan produced movie with Dylan O'Brien.
Watched it last night. Almost.
I watched that movie not knowing a single thing about it. Hadn't seen a frame of it. I just saw it was the #1 movie. It was original M. Night Shyamalan produced. I'm like, all right, play. Very solid. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was between that one and watching
the
Megan Fox Subservience movie, and I watched that.
That's a piece of shit. That's
it's absolute dog shit. I don't recommend watching that. It's like an adult version of Megan, and it was 10 times
horrible.
Worse.
Yeah. Watch Caddo Lake. It's worth it. But let's move on to do some trivia here because we're running long here.
Go baby.
Releases. All right, let's hit the trivia button. Where is the trivia button? Who knows?
Sorry, I'll just dance to nothing.
Ding! It's trivia time.
I see trivia theme. I see Main Street Trivia. Okay, we'll go.
It's time for the answer. you know this fact? For the questions I'm about to ask, like,
What is the capital of Bolivia?
It's
Mainstream
Little Debbie trivia.
Little
Yay,
Debbie.
Yay, Little Debbie.
Metaphor.
Yay. Okay, we got some trivias. I've got 10 questions here. We're going to do the first one to 5 points. If it ends up tying, I will think of a question off the top of my head. And
It'll be first
yeah,
to 9.
that'll be
then?
that.
Or
So,
out of 9 questions if it's first to 10 or first to 5. Whatever. It's okay. Forget it. Forget I said anything. Hey, I'm John.
Hi, John.
he just keeps
I-
talking. He
I
just
know.
keeps
I
going.
really, it's the only child in me. I suck. I'm sorry. Move on.
Yeah. Okay, so questions. What is your name going to be in the chat? I know Spencer's name is probably going to be Ducky or Quackers or Sir Quacks a lot.
I'm gonna be Lil Fella.
Lil Fella. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna go with Zoa Plus.
Zoa Plus. All
Not
right,
a
we got
sponsor.
it. Changing up the game a little bit. Here we go. First question is guess the film based on the cast.
Oh boy.
Jason Schwartzman, Chris Evans, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Zoa Plus.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Bingo. That's 1 point to Spencer.
Damn, I should.
These are probably going to be easier than a lot of the questions, and I promise next time I do trivia, I'll make them a little more difficult. But we'll see how this is going.
I want to remember the fact that you made these by looking at your Blu-ray shelf, so I need to think of the movies that you.
Wait, really?
own.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not
Yeah.
all of them, but like I was looking at my shelf and thinking, okay, what have they seen?
Mm-hmm.
And so
where the
it wasn't
inspiration came
completely
from.
unfair type of thing. So, okay. Question number 2. Spencer with 1 point. In Jordan Peele's Us, the younger brother is wearing a mask throughout the movie. What creature is that mask? Type it in if you know.
Little Fella. Okay.
Yep,
I think
yeah,
it
you're
was it a monkey?
Come on.
Nope, that is incorrect.
He did have a mask. I guess I can't answer again.
Spencer, any guesses before I give out a hint?
What creature was the mask?
Yeah.
Werewolf.
That is correct.
Oh, what the fuck? That's pretty fucking close to monkey.
Not even close.
Okay.
Yeah, he was specifically the wolf man, but the wolf man is a werewolf. So
Damn it.
good job, Ducky, or should I say Zoa Plus?
Yay.
Okay.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Enjoy your Zoa.
Okay.
There's a.
Guess
What?
the film based on the tagline. I'm getting into some movie taglines.
I feel like I'm good at these. Okay.
We'll see. Some memories are best forgotten. Zoa Plus.
The Forgotten with Julianne Moore.
Incorrect.
Wait, what the fuck? Is that an actual movie?
Yeah, it is an actual movie. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, geez. Memories are best forgotten.
Some memories are best forgotten.
What's a movie with memories? There's no way it.
John, what was your...
It's wrong. I was gonna say Big Fish, but I wouldn't want to forget those memories. Those are all good memories in that movie.
That is incorrect. I will say, think of why would you want to forget something? Why would you want those memories to be forgotten? Like, what are some reasons why?
All I'm thinking about is just in Men in Black when they're like, "Can you look right here?" and then they flash them.
I'm just thinking of Finding Nemo with Ellen DeGeneres's short-term memory loss. I don't know. Can you give us like a year the movie came out? Potentially, is that a okay clue?
I don't know the year off the top of my head, but I believe it is the late 90s. Little fella.
Little fella.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's not the late 90s. It is the early 2000s.
Oh shit.
That changes it, but little fella.
I was gonna say Total Recall.
That's a good guess. But
Yeah,
he doesn't
'cause,
really.
like I
lose
feel like that
memories
late
in that.
'90s that would be accurate. I don't even know if
Anything
that's really
Zoa
90s.
Plus?
Yeah, nah.
Total Recall, I feel like that
Probably.
should get like half a point, but you know, that's okay.
That is not even anywhere close.
Can you give us an act? Well, I think Spencer has to make a guess first
I
before.
don't have a guess. I have no idea.
All right, give us an actor.
Let me. I forget what the guys. Okay, and this will probably give it away, but that's fine.
That's okay.
Guy Pearce, little fella.
Fella, love it. Oh, jeez. Oh,
10, 9, 8.
Diving
7,
Bird and the Butterfly, or
6.
whatever the fuck that movie was. Diving Bell.
Diving Bell and the Butterfly. That is incorrect.
Fuck.
Good guess though.
Was he in that?
Zoa Plus.
Memento.
It is Memento.
Yep.
That is correct.
I just rewatched that like 6 months ago. Fuck.
Good job, Zoa Plus.
Mm.
Okay.
Little
up 3-0,
fella's not
Spence?
coming in hot right now.
I'm only doing well because I have the hints.
Are you
What?
up 3-0? Is that what we're at?
I have
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
3-0.
All right, let's see if I can do one for good old Johnny Boy here. But this is for both of you.
I want to get on the scoreboard here.
What item does Hugh Jackman's daughter go looking for in Prisoners? Little fella.
It's a whistle.
Can you give me a color?
Red.
Be a little more descriptive.
It's a red whistle.
That is correct. It is a red whistle.
Let's go. Not worth getting kidnapped over. Just putting that out there.
No, but then again, she did not realize that she was going to be kidnapped.
But also, what better item to have in your possession if you are kidnapped, other than a whistle? Maybe a gun probably would help. But
yeah, but she was like 7. So yeah, so good job, mainstream boy or little
I feel
fella.
like Spencer I feel like Zoa Plus intentionally didn't buzz in, but that's
No,
okay.
I
For
didn't
the
know.
content. For the
Good
content.
job, little fella. You're back in the game. 3-1 to Zoa Plus. Okay. Who plays the female news agent in Nightcrawler? Zoa Plus.
Oh, fuck, I
Rene
know who it-
Russo.
Bingo.
Oh, really?
Rene Russo.
Why do I think it was Laura Dern for some reason? It's some redheaded actress, isn't it? Is she blonde?
Yeah, she's
Who the
blonde-ish.
fuck is Rene Russo, bro? What?
Hi,
Rene
I'm
Russo
Laura
is-
Linney, and you're watching Downton Abbey.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it does look like Laura Linney. Oh,
A
yeah.
little bit. Oh yeah, I'm Laura Linney. You're watching Masterpiece Classic. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. All right, Spencer's up 4-1. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm gonna throw this one out because it's a deep dive, and I don't even know if you guys have seen this movie, but I'm hoping you might have.
Okay.
In the movie Good Burger,
I haven't seen it.
what
Spencer's
is the
probably
rest?
seen
I watched
Spencer,
it
have
once
you
with
seen
you
it?
in college. Watched it once with you in college late at night. I don't know how much I'm going to retain from it.
What is the name of the restaurant that rivals Good Burger? Zoa Plus.
Bad Burger.
Incorrect.
it.
Do you have any other guesses? I know John's never seen it, so I could easily just call
White
it.
Castle?
Better Burger.
Nope. Has to do with the size.
Mega
Little
Burger.
fella. Nope.
Damn it.
Big Burger.
Nope.
Surely that was it.
Massive
If,
Burger.
if either of you
for the
can say
win. This is for the
word-
win. This seems like an unfair question for the win. He's just gonna guess it randomly. Is burger in the name?
Yes.
Large Burger.
Juicy burger. Juicy burger.
It's not a stereotypical size. It's like a slang term for the size.
Fat
of
burger. Fat burger.
All right,
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
end this question. It
Fat
was
Burger's
Mondo
no, Fat
Burger.
Boys. That's
Mondo
Mondo?
Burger.
Oh yeah, that
Mondo Burger.
that word's not in my vocabulary. I wouldn't have said
Where
that.
they put drugs into the burgers. Okay.
Heroin burger.
Bad question. I'll take note.
Fentanyl
Okay.
burger.
Who plays the narrator in Stand By Me?
Like the actor?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Very famous. Little fella.
Corey Feldman?
Incorrect. He plays one of the young kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit. Little fella doesn't know.
Little fella doesn't know. Does
No.
Zoa Plus know?
Yeah,
Like,
Zoa Plus
on.
does know.
Damn it.
Does he?
It's Richard Dreyfuss.
It is Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah. Yeah.
Richard
Zoa Plus
Dreyfuss.
came in with a smack in the face and just
Yeah,
brought
he
up
just
another
fucking
page
rolled over little fella.
But yeah. So 5-1.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Zoa Plus wins.
That's okay. I'm gonna crawl back into my little burrow under the table and call
Cheers.
it a night.
And just in time, we still have a couple minutes.
Do you want to do one more question for funsies? Maybe two.
Sure, let me think of one. Oh, I've got a couple more that we can do just for funsies.
And Jenny Slate's newest film.
I would never say that.
It Ends With Us.
What is
Oh yeah,
the
no,
It's the
last
newest Jenny Slate movie.
that is the newest
Stop.
Jenny Slate movie.
what
Sorry,
is what is the last stone that Thanos needed to complete his mission?
The it was the one that was in Vision, which was the Mind Stone.
Bingo.
Fuck yeah, and he used the Time Stone to bring it back.
If only you had
Next
these questions in the game.
Next question for fun.
I know. What a bummer.
I
Guess
actually
the
didn't know
movie- Guess the movie based on the quote.
Okay.
You're so ugly, you could be a modern art masterpiece.
Wonder with Jacob Tremblay.
that. It's a good
Incorrect.
guess.
He's ugly in the movie.
Not really,
The
yeah.
Elephant Man.
Incorrect. Closer.
Closer. Oh. Eraserhead.
Incorrect. I believe the year was 1987.
It's before I was born. Spencer? Ducky? Zoa Plus? Nothing?
No, I have no idea.
Name who's the main actor in the movie?
Matthew Modine.
Don't know who that is.
Full Metal Jacket.
Bingo.
You're an actor. That's actor or director, and I can probably get the movie. So
I was gonna say if I say Kubrick, you're gonna know it instantly. All right,
That's
last question.
Oh, go ahead.
What planet is the crew heading towards in the middle of 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Proxima Centauri B.
What planet?
Oh, Mars?
Nope.
Is it in our solar system?
Yes. What planet? There's no other planets.
Earth?
No.
was it Saturn?
No.
I haven't seen this movie in so long, so
I just assumed it was a planet.
I can guess
outside of
planets, but other than that, I do not know it.
You both guessed around it.
Jupiter.
Jupiter. It was
There you go.
Jupiter.
That's a gas giant. What are they going to do with Jupiter?
I said they were heading towards it. I didn't say they were landing on it.
That wasn't their final destination.
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I need to rewatch that. There's no reason to go to Jupiter other than to maybe, get some scientific data. You're not going to set up a colony there. That doesn't make any sense.
well, you could if you get down to the core of it and you have a suit that's able to withstand the pressure of their gravity. But
I don't think that exists. But anyway, here we are at the end of the podcast. We missed 137, but that's okay. Spencer's going to cut out a minute or two, and he's going to make it happen. If you made it this far, obviously, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. If you're over on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode. At ThoseMovieDudes on Instagram. Keep up with our stories. You can see all of our latest reviews on movies we don't even talk about on the podcast, which is fantastic. And yeah, leave your comments down below. What are your thoughts on the movies we watched today? And if you want to give us a recommendation, we might have seen it, but you never know. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Quack, quack,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. This is the first time watching. We have Return of the Living Dead and Oddity. Yeah.
Happy Spooktober, y'all.
We did also record one that will be coming out soon. It has to do with a special little holiday that isn't Halloween or Christmas. Who knows?
Happy Arbor Day!